Greetings, fellow undead. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Dungeons 4, Episode 3, Plains of Strothalm. Okay, so achievements. Complete it, own 60 minions, and sacrifice 6 different things. So I don't have the sacrifice 6 different things. I'll try for that. So this one is, unlike the last one, which was demons, this one's undead.
These sequences with me in a cage are being stretched out far too long here. Can't we talk this out somehow? Maybe rock, scissors, paper, like in the old days?
Huh. You know I always go for the good old rock. But speaking of stones, I will soon have all the stones of Finichu together. And then...
Nobody gives a damn about your stupid marbles, you dumbass.
While Tanya was engrossed in an animated discussion with her stepbrother, the brain-eating evil was already attempting a, more or less, fruitless attempt to free her. Since undead simply resurrected somewhat later in the graveyard after their demise, an unsuccessful onslaught was no great tragedy. Admittedly, the creature-wasting evil probably never took the loss of subordinates too tragically in the first place.
So undead is that
But back
they
to the subject
don't
at
die.
hand. Fortunately, there were ancient mausoleums in the vicinity, which were home to powerful undead and could provide a significant supply of reinforcements. The map studying evil eagerly took notes.
Ha! See that, Tristan? My armies will free me. Go on, you undead! Knock them down! Eat their brains! I don't know, just do something.
A temple with a sacrificial pit would need to be built before the merciless evil's undead creatures could summon more minions. Quickly, the construction-obsessed evil set about doing just that.
Alright, so conquer the ancient burial chambers, 0 of 3, and build a sacrificial pit. So, build a sacrificial pit in your temple to sacrifice things and receive blight in return, and one of your undead has died. It will now be dragged to its grave in the graveyard by Little Snot and resurrected. If the creature has no grave, for instance, because there weren't enough space in the graveyard to set one up, it is then lost forever. Undead choose a place in the graveyard and build their grave there. They also want to collect their wages on payday. If an undead dies, it slowly resurrects at the graveyard. Undead can use blight to summon servants, known as minions, to accompany and assist them. So the undead are summoners, and I need to set up a temple and a sacrificial pit in order to provide them currency in order to blight the area. I'm not sure why it wanted me to dig here.
The
whatever.
frivolous evil had erected a temple. From now on, blight could be stored there, which would greatly enhance the ode to grave-wearing evil's undead armies.
So then, in the temple, level 3 and higher undead can satisfy their need for spirituality, generating a small amount of blight in the process. So once they're higher level, anything can be thrown into the sacrificial pit in the temple to generate more blight. Blight is needed to summon minions. Alright, so this is for the temple. Got it. And then we'll start creating kits. Also, probably going to want a bigger graveyard as I expand my my population.
It seems your creatures don't even dare to leave the underground, Talia. But they are not safe there either. Forward, men! Destroy the dungeon in the underground!
And they're going to be attacking me through the dungeon portal that I know of. Which is fun. In the campaign, do you get better and better units? Yes, exactly. and more flexibility, more options. So far in the campaign, each time I started with Horde, then I had Demons, now I'm Undead, and eventually get to the point where you have all three, and you can kind of decide what you want to focus on, because you're going to have a finite amount of evilness and gold, so you're going to have to focus. I mean, you could just generalize and do a little bit of everything, but you're sort of incentivized to focus on one or two types of units so that they're more effective.
It's payday.
Are there Z levels? Not that I know of. I mean, other than the one Z level of surface and underground. Beyond that, I don't think. Let's see what else it can unlock. So you've got the Banshees, you've got the Vampire Queens, and the Bone Lords. And I'll probably be going for Bone Lords next, once I have the points for it. So this here is the long hallway to the surface, and gonna probably want to trap that up. Make it a little bit harder for them to waltz in. And we're still working on the sacrificial pit. Oh, here they come.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Oops. Didn't mean to pick her up. Alright. First attack has been negated. And I'm going to let these Banshees heal up a bit before I send them anywhere. Oh, nice. That is the next Treasury Gold Vein. Guess I'll start mining that out now. And we're about to get the Sacrificial Pit. We just need the kits delivered, and they're getting delivered now. Other research. Simple traps and gobblers. I don't think the undead need gobblers. I just got the research anyway. But I don't believe they eat. Just sit here. Let's click on one of them. They have a... Oops, I should have read that tooltip. No, I don't think they require food. So their requirements are here on this bar. And these Banshees don't have requirements.
The sacrificial evil had a temple built complete with a sacrificial pit. The greedy-looking black maw with its dark void seemed to be eagerly awaiting offerings. Presumably, the evil spirits would reward each sacrifice with some soothing blight. The experimental evil set about testing this theorem.
So I'm going to sacrifice my little snuts.
In fact, the sacrificial pit was a very... It seemed as if the sacrificial pit would belch sated were it not simply an inanimate object. The sacrificial evil had sacrificed enough things for the time being. It was time to go on the offensive. Strengthened by the captured blight, one of the undead creatures was able to summon a minion to its side. The extravagant evil was satisfied to note that its undead were able to use blight and minions to maximize the number of creatures that could be used carelessly.
So, sacrifice 6 different things. Okay. Got it. Alright, we'll have a little bit of evilness here. I feel like some of the evilness actually just needs to get banked. But that's partially because I just murdered a bunch of my snots, sacrificing them for blight. So once the snots collect the evilness, we'll unlock Bone Lords and send them to the surface. So Bone Lords are sort of your like melee units, whereas Banshees are sort of your DPSers. They don't really perfectly fit that. But here's the Banshees are filling up the blight so that they can summon. And once I can afford it, I'll get another sacrifice pit. But you can see the blight at the top right as currency. Can I make gobblers to sacrifice? Yeah.
It's payday.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Aim for the priestess first, kill the healer. Be a little bit easier to kill. I don't know why this... I'll just collect this myself, I guess. Lazy snots. And we'll get Bone Lord. So after repelling this attack, you can see that the tiny little ones are the minions that we've been summoning with the blight, which was really nice.
The gruesome evil welcomed a Bone Lord into its ranks. Not only could this mighty swordsman both dish it out and take it, but could also summon skeletal mages as minions.
Can I pick these corpses up? Oops. No? Want to see if I could throw their corpses into the sacrifice pit. Alright, so now we're on the surface. There's not a lot of us, so I'll try to tread lightly as we start to clear out the surface. I'm probably going to need more numbers than I currently have, though. But we need to come to the surface for the evilness to unlock additional upgrades for our undead anyway. So here's a Banshee that died, and it'll just get resurrected over time at its graveyard. I could probably win this fight. But here's the Banshee coming back in that top center spot. Nice. All right, next point. Maybe I'll have you guys decide on how to spend the research. So I could, heroes defeated on the overworld are teleported to the graveyard after 10 seconds. So I could do Graveyard, Banshee, Bone Lord, or Temple. Or, alternatively, just the Undead.
One of the undead creatures that had fallen in battle had gone to rest in the graveyard, only to rise again after some time had passed. The merciless evil was then able to send it back into battle.
Alright, you guys can vote on that one. How to spend my evilness. Alright, making some pretty good progress on the overland map. Probably going to need to turn back soon, though. But we are getting to the first graveyard, so let's try to... Ooh, didn't realize I was going to attack back here. This Banshee needs to back up. She's getting smushed. One of my Banshees are like, brink of death here. But because they never really die, I'm just going to keep attacking with them. I'm just waiting for the other Banshee to catch up. So this is the first graveyard, and clearing graveyard will give me extra spawns. So, with that in mind, let's expand the graveyard here so that we have space for their tombs so that they can resurrect if they die. Seems wise to have. And I'll just have one old big trap tunnel to help thin out the hordes. Alright, the Banshee's with me. We have a patrol coming. Alright, I'll try to micromanage it a little bit so that the really wounded Banshee hangs back and doesn't get ripped too early. Nah, this patrol's gonna kill me. That's okay. They'll resurrect and then I'll counterattack. I'll add to our numbers. Okay, we'll go with undead. Or I'll flip a coin. Heads will be undead, tails will be graveyard. I dropped the coin and it rolled across the room. Hold on. It was heads. Sending the remaining survivors back to heal. And as soon as I have a little bit more evilness, we'll upgrade undead here, allowing for some more creatures. And with that in mind, I should probably fill out my army as much as I can anyway. So I'll be doing that in just a sec. Expanding the graveyard, and then once it's expanded, I'll recruit. We need a coin cam? I know, right? So you can watch me fail at flipping. So now that my undead troops entered, I'm just picking them up and dropping them in the graveyard so that they can heal a little bit faster. There we go. I filled up the population, and once these are built and my army's ready, we'll try to push that first graveyard. This one. What else can I build in the meantime? I don't really need anything else. So I'll just wait until our pops are all fulfilled. Is this going to be a limited series? Yeah, like any Rad's Plays Choice or My Choice series, it is indeed limited. But if you want more of it, you can always propose for me to play it in December and January, because that suggestion box is open until the end of the month. So it could always be continued if it was proposed and voted on, like everything else for the most part. Gobble farm for sacrifice? You know, I don't know if that works, but I'll build it anyway. Out of curiosity. Let's do it. And I do get evilness for researching graveyard level 2, so that's what I'm going to research next, because I'm being paid to do it. Might as well. Alright, so at the end of all these traps, I'm going to put some doors and a slow. So that way, if the traps don't deal with it,
had discovered a dungeon gate in the underground.
I will have a little bit of time to manage it. Because on this,
to benefit from it was to open the burial chamber, presumably with a few firm blows.
On this campaign, I don't have like a portal ability, so I can't get back to my dungeon, the underground, quickly. So it's going to be really important for me to
the final resting place of the
slow them
legendary
down.
mercenary army, the Scallywag Ragtags. The pragmatic evil was bound to have an idea as to what it could do with the undead found there. The zombie-like evil had unleashed powerful undead forces. The use of these powers meant each of its undead creatures could both move faster and summon an additional minion to its side. Each additional burial chamber would provide one additional minion.
Alright, now I have multiple dungeon entrances from opening this up. So I also got to be careful about that because now there's 2 ways into the dungeon.
Payday.
So this is the other one at the end of this graveyard here.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
Oh, and there happens to be enemies in the dungeon. Wow, that assassin killed my... Oh no, because I just picked them all up. Alright, we'll let these guys heal. And I should have enough for Graveyard 2. There we go. Research Graveyard 2 is done. So now, heroes on the overland will automatically get shipped down to the graveyard. The next thing it wants me to do is to get Vampire Queen. So for that I need to research Undead 3 and then Vampire Queen. So that's my current research path. No horde today? Not on this campaign. There is no horde. Gobbler farm. There you go. So this is probably a little over-engineered considering now there's multiple paths, and one can imagine that there's going to be additional paths for each burial chamber that I unlock. And then this summon additional minions allows me to, with extra blight that I have stockpiled, all of my creatures, all of my undead horde moves faster and can summon extra stuff. Oh, there is a gold vein. Is there other gold veins? Yeah, there's a big gold vein down there too. Alright, my units are yeah, they're all healed. Perfect.
Your little snuts have completely mined out a gold vein.
I'm going to expand the temple so that we can store more blight. And the burial chambers actually gave me some free vampire queens, which which is nice. But this cannon tower is really messing me up. So the Vampire Queens, their attacks will heal adjacent undead. So they're sort of your undead DPS slash healers, which is a nice combo. Birdie, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the stream. And I'm losing some undead, but because they have graves down below, they're not gone forever.
Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available.
All right. Let's raise our blight maximum. That should help. And in fact, let's just go crazy. I have a lot of gold. Might as well just have a giant temple for a lot of blight. Because there's an achievement on this map of summoning like 60 things at once, having 60 minions at once, so we could go for that. Is there a marathon stream this weekend? Yeah. My schedule's just type ! schedule. You'll see it.
With a last squawked gobble, one of the same disappeared into the maw of the sacrificial pit. The satiated evil spirits contentedly spat out some blight.
So what else can I sacrifice? Can I sacrifice my own units to it? Doesn't seem like I can drop my units in there, as they just like don't go into the pit.
Are in the dungeon.
Oh no, maybe that one? No, it didn't. Yeah, I probably can sacrifice resources.
The exceedingly rich evil threw glittering gold into the sacrificial pit. Putrid blight was spewed out in return. Well, they say money doesn't stink, but maybe what you get for it.
All right, we have a bit of an incursion, so I'm sending my people back to deal with that. And now we just need to save up 450 evilness to get the Vampire Queen. Very close to having that. Sacrifice the arrows? I can't pick them up. So, I'm not sure how to. Maybe I could sacrifice the summons? Because, right, like, I can't grab these things. Oh, did I grab a bombardier?
Hero disappeared into the sacrificial
I did.
pit. Seductive blight spread a comforting undead chill through the temple.
That should have been 6, right? Because it did Gobbler, Little Snot, Crate, Gold, Evilness, and a hero. Maybe I didn't get... That doesn't look like I could credit. Sacrifice 6 different things. Alright, what about you, Pyro? Alright, I'm not gonna worry about it. Is everyone alive? They need to heal up a little bit. Got it. And we'll get another Banshee. No, don't mind that. Don't mind that. All right. Let's say they're healed enough. Send them back up. So I'm going to head to the Northwest Graveyard. Next. Yes, you. Northwest Graveyard. Thank you. And I'm impatient.
Powerful,
I'll make them run.
Allowed additional
Mush!
minions to rise from their graves.
Kind of a waste, given that I wasn't in combat, because we're summoning things that, like, won't fight, but saves me some time waiting for them to get into position.
The poking around evil had discovered another burial chamber. The uneval evil had thrown evilness into the sacrificial pit. Was this a sensible idea? In fact, the sacrificial pit was a very versatile contemporary. Pretty much everything could be thrown in there. The exceedingly rich evil threw glittering gold into the sacrificial pit. Putrid light was spewed out in return. Well, they say money doesn't stink, but maybe what you get for it.
I feel like that was 6, but whatever.
This tomb was dedicated to the archers of the Scallywag Ragtanks. Legend has it that they could miss a barn door even at 10 meters. Their corpses would certainly be put to good use by the self-sacrificing evil. Payday!
Payday! Alright, we need more evilness. But we do have this western door now. Also, let's wall that up. Oh, and there's enemies in our dungeon.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Hang on. Disengage from that fight. Go back underground. Can I sacrifice myself? I don't think so.
With a Wilhelm scream, a little snot disappeared into the depths of the sacrificial pit. This would provide the little snot-burning evil a bit of blight. A waning hero disappeared into the sacrificial pit. Seductive blight spread a comforting undead chill through the temple.
Alright, so once these heroes are dead, we'll go back up to the surface and keep clearing towards the goal.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
My undead don't look that hurt, so we'll get them up there right away. Oh, I did miss a hero tent, though. You know, in the interest of completionist, I will clear that hero tent. It's going to be faster if I go enter here and then jump out the other one. Actually, no, it's not faster. Because of the mountains that are along the ridge. So this swampy terrain, I can't like fill in or do anything with. If you're wondering why I haven't trapped here, it's because I can't. Like, I could put traps there, I suppose, but that wouldn't really help me all that much. Or put bumpers on the wall. But this section is designed in such a way that it's like prevents me from easily being able to deal with these heroes with constructs. That's probably a lesson as to like, here's how to get your heroes back to camp or whatever. You know, a bit by design. And we're still saving up for that 450 for the for the Vampire Queen. I could put Thrashers there. The thing is, Thrashers there, even in that position, aren't going to do enough damage to kill an incursion. And there's no ability to put Thrashers here. So it's like, it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't matter to me. I'll just send my people back when they need to be back. If the trap is only going to do it halfway, might as well not have a trap at all. Free XP. Ooh. Glad those villagers crated up a whole bunch of evil for me to, you know, unlock. Very thoughtful of them. This level has so much gold. Like more gold than I know what to do with. Alright, we have enough for the Vampire Queen. Nice. Now the long march back north. What to research next, I'll leave up to you. So just pick between dungeon or undead. So dungeon would be economy, and undead would be military. As a really quick TLDR.
It's payday.
A waning hero disappeared into the sacrificial pit. Seductive blight spread a comforting undead chill through the temple.
We have so much gold. It's absurd. Oh, I see a patrol. So instead of going in the attack, I gotta go in the defense. Or I'll even hit my undead forces rush. So they're coming in this one. Oh no, they're not. They're like walking past. Get them! Show some hustle. That doesn't look like hustle. Does it play similarly to Evil Genius? No, not so much. But I am going to be playing a game similar to Evil Genius next Tuesday. If you want to tune in for that. The game I'm playing next Tuesday comes out tomorrow, and it's called Nehelbuck's Dungeon Master. And that's kind of like a game a bit like this, but more like Evil Genius-y. Also, the game thinks I tap... Okay, there it goes. I, like, lost control of the game. Yeah, this would be the sort of dungeon keeper genre. Not like the Evil Genius where people are trying to invade your dungeon and you have to design systems and mazes. I don't know. It's similar. I get that it's similar, but it's not quite the same. Oh, that's not how to teleport them. Let's try that again. Now we're on the attack. And you guys want me to invest in the undead. So let's do better, tankier bone lords. So the last graveyard's here, and we just have to snake around the map like this. Kill this tent, go to the graveyard, and then go to the final area. Easier said than done, considering they send incursions regularly to us. Oh, and I missed some evilness behind me. There, you go collect that. Alright, now Banshees are upgraded, and they can scream longer. Evilness will show up on the campaign map, on the mini-map, so if you miss it, you can spot it pretty easily. Later in the game, you do see units like evolve into a better form, yeah. Yeah, as the campaign progresses, a lot of what the game has to offer gets unlocked over time. So you're not really seeing the full force of what like an undead army might look like, as we're still pretty early in the beginning stages of the campaign. But the first mission, right at the start of the stream, shows you some of those upgrade types. So some of those unit types. A lot happens in that starter mission, so you don't get to really like to investigate exactly what it looks like. But
it's payday.
I can tell you it's there, and
The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose.
I should have waited to summon the minions on top of them. Die, patrol! I love when the patrols just like walk straight into me, so I don't have to go hunting for them. Makes my life so much easier. Alright, last graveyard, here we come. Not that I need more vaults, but why not?
The achievement accumulating evil had now discovered the third burial chamber as well.
Then from here, it's just 2 more tents.
A gold vein has been mined out.
It's pretty close to the end. And 250 gets me the last graveyard.
The remains found here were those of the alchemists of the scallywag ragtags, who considered arsenic to be a refreshing mouth gel. These corpses would prove perfect vessels for mindless zombies.
Alright, we have a lot of undead units.
Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves.
And with all the vampire queens we have, we're basically just not taking damage at all anymore, because every time they attack, they heal adjacent undead units, and my my queens are just absolutely heal nuking. Love it. Alright, what did I say, 350? Oh no, 250. Okay, so the undead are fully upgraded, and we'll start doing treasury, because I have so much gold. I have nowhere to put it now. It seems broken, but like nothing in the early campaigns are balanced. There definitely tips the scale in your favor so that you can learn how to play. So this is, even though I'm playing on difficulty, this is a cinch compared to what it eventually becomes. We're still well within the training wheels stage of the game. So I don't think it's necessary to kill all the hero camps. The hero camps are where the reinforcements do originate from, so clearing them out will stop the patrols from harassing you. So there's a benefit to it, but like it's not necessary as a win condition. I just like doing it. It's free evil, right? Alright, what next? Now my maximum gold storage is going to be 14,000. Sounds good to me. Oh, there's like gobblers that popped out of there. Run! A patrol came to squish her. Haha, backup's coming. You're so screwed. I like how they left the priests behind. Yes, leave your healers in the back, in the front. Alright, Yoda's disappearing for a minute. He's having like a psychotic episode, so I'm giving him a little privacy. Gold is drying up.
My armies are getting closer, little brother.
I don't know if they're drying up so much as, like, we're not even bothering to mine for it anymore.
When I put your head on the spear.
We do not need to further elaborate on your misdeeds, sister. My armies are not yet defeated, and the hero's courage is unbroken.
The courage may be unbroken, but the spine.
So I use the summon ability to spam tons of summons here at this choke point, which was, I think, a good idea, because look at all of those, like, casters that are nuking all these little skeletal mages summoned by the Bone Lords. Just complete spam dominance. I love it. Alright, we're pretty close to the end here. There's just one more tent and a few more towers. My dudes would listen to my attack moves. Yes, get moving. Mush! Mush for my amusement. Tech Viper and Zenico, thank you for the resubs, by the way. I'll drink to that.
Ha! The vile stench of the undead is still coming ever closer. Forward, faithful! Destroy that vermin!
Problems, brother mine? Is that the sweat of fear I can see on your brow? This reminds me of when you were going to ask Chelsea Chubby Cheeks to prom.
That's not the point here.
And she dumped you because she wanted to take her dog for a walk instead.
All right.
The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces.
Look at all of those. I just used a lot of blight. Worth it. Because they're getting smoked. And guess who's free?
Free at last! Come on, let's beat them, fry them up, smear them on our toast.
The sovereign evil had freed Talia from the clutches of her stepbrother. Pity, really. I found it quite pleasant not to have someone constantly interrupting him.
I will ignore your insolence for now, but only because I have to deal with that damn Tristan. The step in stepbrother is going to be an architectural statement when I'm done with him.
Lost in her rant, Talia had missed the fact that her stepbrother Tristan had meanwhile made a run for it.
What? That cowardly, dishonest, disgusting.
All right. Did it. Thank you for tuning in to Dungeons 4, which originally streamed live on Twitch November 14th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.